So let's go ahead and release everybody that's not part of our clan. And then, like I said, hopefully they go out and defend rather than just go feed. There we go. And then we'll rest up here. Hopefully we show up on the vote list for this one as well. There we go, staying on, and we are on the list. We're taking it. Right, they also deposited garrison here, not ours. We don't allow ours to deposit in the garrison. So every time we do an army with our fellow kingdom members and we take a fief, they deposit a lot of their troops. So by letting them go like this, they can go replenish. And then when we take more settlements in the future, we can just let them. That's actually a good idea. I didn't consider that. Typically what I would do is just stick to clan members and then let the AI go form their own armies and do that. But it's actually pretty good to have them in because your siege camp finishes faster, your siege equipment finishes faster. You dilute your losses among their army as well, their troops. And then when you take one, a lot of those units get deposited. So that's actually not a bad idea I hadn't considered before. This is pretty much maxed out. It's just some of the stuff that we damaged by taking it, but this will be in good shape soon. And we finally hit 275 smithing. So now when we craft stuff, we can have a chance of getting a legendary item. Oh, I didn't realize we just captured a bunch of nobles. Look at this. Almost 18 of them. So let's see if there's anybody in here that we can convince. So Ingolthur is not in here. Oh, Windsor, I think, is one. No, Meldir. And that's Caladog. The good thing about Britannia is they don't have that many clans. Ospear. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in here, unfortunately. But there's a lot of people we could release, so why don't we actually do that? I'm going to spend a few minutes just releasing everybody, just to gain that relations, and then we'll deal with... I'm sure they're going to try to raid us into the ground. They only have a handful of castles left, so if we release everybody, get good relations, then we can probably hire or recruit, get some of them to come over to our kingdom, and that's what I'm hoping will be our next step in terms of like increasing our power. It is going to make it harder for us to get fiefs because it'll add more people to the votes, but that's all right. All right, that's everybody. We got just about all the clans up with these guys up to like 30 or 40. So a lot of good relations gain. I'm sure we got a ton of charm XP as well, but we are going to need social level 7 if we want to get to the final perk. The devs definitely trolled us and made this so that you can't, you get to 274 right here if you have 6 points and 5 focus points. So yeah, definitely a troll so that you can get one level shy of getting the final perk. So we'll have to put one more point, but we're almost there if we wanted to do that. We could put a point somewhere else. I don't think it's worth it. We'll probably do it on social. I think that one makes the most sense. All right, anyways, that is that. Now we need to capture some of the clan leaders and then try to convince them to join us. So that'll be the next goal before we wipe out their kingdom completely. So there's still a few castles we need to take. I think Pendrake will probably be the next target. So let's go see if we can do that. And man, there's a lot of little parties running around like usual. But like I said, as long as they're not raiding us, I guess it's not too big of a deal. We'll just kind of ignore them. Oh, we just got an offer to release Ospear. If I recall, that's one of the clan leaders. So that means we have him in one of our dungeons. So if we can... Yeah, he's in Marinath. Ospear. So if we can recruit him... He's a clan tier 4, though. It's not that good. But that would be another Vlandian one that we could take. And then we have several castles we can give up. Turby, Drop-In... we don't want Ormanfard. Talabel we have. And then also there's this crappy one up here, Hackershus. So we could give these away, and then we have another solid clan. Let's try it. Hopefully it doesn't escape before we get out. All right, we also have Caladog, and Brigand, Carfid. Yeah, we'll release all these. I do want to get max relations with Caladog before we wipe him out. We're at decent with him. I know he's going to start another army, but that's fine. So let's let these two go first, and then we'll try to convert that guy. Fen Eingall. And then we also have Caladog here. Let's let him out. It's a bold thing to say to somebody that's got you captured. So let's go ahead and let him out. So that's up to, we're up to 52 with him. That's not bad. Now let's try to convert this guy over. He is open to it. That's perfect. We've got a double chat. And there we go. We got a success. We've got an 82% chance. Now, I've talked about this before. This is troll. They're baiting you to pick this because they know they're going to double fail you. So we've already got 2 pluses. We have 2 rounds after this one to get a +1. So I'm just going to pick any of these ones down here. Yeah, that one's fine. We have a 50% chance. I almost promise you that top one is going to be a double fail, and then you would just fail the whole thing. So, all right, let's see. He's willing to join for free. We will donate him 1 dinar. Actually, he's got only 21,000. Let's go ahead and give him some cash. We'll give him like 100. Let's give him 100k so he can get some parties going and stuff. There you go. Bend the knee. You big... you big scar-faced oaf. Alright, let's see if we can get a shot of his face here. Nah, whatever. Alright, he's done. Welcome to the family. So what we're gonna do is give him some of our fiefs. So Hakershoes, let's go ahead and give that to him. So De Gunrik. We also have... Actually, let's just sort by the owner. And then we'll go through ours. So we want... not Usank. Here we go. Talavel, Turbi. These are both Vlandian. And Drepend is also Vlandian, so we'll give him that one as well. And Turbi, that'll be the 4th one. So there we go. He's got 4 castles now. Perfect. So he should be in very good shape. He's definitely happy. Hopefully that's a signal for all these people to defect and then join the real true king instead of this idiot who keeps leading his country into despair. But anyways, let's keep going. Let's go back and try to take Pendrake Castle again. Alright, these, I waited for a couple days. These guys aren't leaving. So let's just go ahead and besiege. Alright, here we go. Let's see. I might end up editing this one out because I think it's going to start to get a bit samey on all these Batanian layouts. This one I feel like we've already fought a couple times. Pretty good defense here though. 900 troops, so we do have to be careful. We can't just run in. But we'll let our siege equipment get up top. And then we'll reorganize. Alright, there we go. Took the castle. Took us 2 fights, but I think we lost less than 40 people, so it's not bad at all. And I got hit in the face with a hammer by a peasant, basically. So much for that. Now, Fengruffendok, we still want to get max relations with them if we can. That's Caladog, so once we wipe their kingdom out, we can recruit. Take all the Fian line, and everybody else we'll just ignore. There we go. They are down to 2, I think. 2 castles left. So they're in a bit of trouble here. I'm going to take these prisoners and I'm going to release them before this thing gets voted off to somebody else. So let's do that real quick. So let's heal up for a minute, see if they're going to counterattack somewhere. And if not, we'll keep moving on to the next. So Pendrake, it's definitely not going to us. Yeah. Who's the Batanian? The Batanian didn't even show up on the vote. So, whatever. It is what it is. I just realized we've got really low troop count here in a lot of our parties. So I'm going to spend some time here going around recruiting for these guys. So let's go to all the castle villages. Hopefully they aren't drained of troops. We haven't really been sieged, so we just have to deal with some raiding on the front line, which is not a big deal. So I'm going to spend a few days collecting all these guys. Apparently our nobles want a trade agreement with Sturgia, so we'll do it. If it stops them from attacking us for a little while, that's fine. Because ideally our next war would be against the Empire here in the center. We'll take a lot of that, and then we'll probably try to isolate Aserai and then pick on them, and then we'll clean up the rest and go north. So I'm getting an update on Pencanak. So this one is maxed out. We have nothing else to build. We've got it on irrigation, and most of these are close to 600. So they'll turn over to 600 very soon. I'm going to switch this over to housing, because these will hit there on their own. I don't want to have to remember to come back in like 10 days when it's done. So we'll flip it over to housing. That'll get the prosperity back up to where it should be, and then we should be in good shape. We'll continue recruiting on our secondary armies, or our clan parties. Oh wow, they actually took Uthalem. That's funny. So one of our clans started an army, and they went and took a castle. So Batania is down to only 1, which is good, because I do want to get Caladog in here before he gets taken by somebody else. Now, it's probably not going to give it to us, but we can give it to our new buddy here, Ospir, and then we'll redistribute it to somebody else later. Over here at Dunglanis, we've been leaving it on irrigation. Definitely needs to be on there longer. Let's put some more cash in and finish these buildings off. They're almost done. This one needs one more upgrade after this. These 2, and then this one will be done after this. So Let's maybe put like 100k just to make sure it'll get there. We'll leave it on irrigation. We'll come back, finish these 2 upgrades, and then this one will be maxed out. So that's looking good. Actually, is there any... Yeah, we need to continue to look for smithing from nobles, but there's none. All right, and then at Senon, we'll put 200k in the bank. Let's get the fortification upgraded, as well as these others. This one needs 2 upgrades. These ones will be done after this. So this one's almost maxed out as well. I'm going to go do the same thing at Maranath. I know there's a handful of buildings there that need to be upgraded. There you go. Same thing here. There are 5 buildings. Yeah, 5 buildings that need to be maxed out. The towns here, or the little villages, are pretty much above 600. There's 2 that are right at the edge. So these will hit in a couple days, so I'm going to leave it on housing. Yeah, we've got our militia pretty much to that equilibrium point, so we'll leave that alone and then just boost up the prosperity after. That looks good. And we still don't have our clan parties maxed out because they have such a high limit. It's hard to get up there with just archers. I mean, we could just throw whatever troops in there and it'd be fine. And we might need to start doing that soon, actually. So, I don't know. All right, there we go. It was going to take too long. I just decided to pull garrison troops. So Maranath's down to 347 instead of like 5 or 600. They'll get them back though. And that also saves us a bit of time. So our max army is just over 1400. And that should be more than enough to take Nevyansk. Now I really hope we get the opportunity to capture some of their high ranks. Because I haven't seen them form an army yet, so I don't know where they are. I'm assuming they're just... Yeah, well, there they go. They're all out here. So let's just get in there, besiege this. We may not actually be able to get them now that I think about it. We're going to have to catch them in the wild, which is probably not going to happen. But anyways, let's take this final one. Be done with them. Oh boy. Yeah, this thing does not have much of a defense. We cleared that wall really fast, just barely in time before we finished our last backline siege equipment. So my guess is we can clear this in one go. I don't think they have very good units in here. They have 37 woodsmen, 44 brigands. Yeah, these are just not good troops. So we should be able to wipe these guys out. And then that'll be the end of Battania. We're going to load up on this left side here because there's a lot of cover here from the right side. So I think we'll just try to scale the walls here once we get our siege tower up. We'll get up there. We'll establish a base in there if we can. And we'll try and go from there. I don't think we're going to get a ton of kills at this point, but once we get up there, we should be fine. Here we go. Got to the walls, we made it up. Let's drop this ramp. Oh my god, these guys are getting absolutely blasted. So let's try and take out some of these shields. We could easily get our front line up here. Yeah, there's nothing to contest it. They do have some archers in the back there. I can see some up there on the ridge, or the whatever. It was called crenellations or something. The top layer, basically. Yeah, just got shot by him. All right, there we go. So why don't we pull these guys up? I hope they come up here rather than doing something stupid like going to the front gate. Let's go ahead and try and clear out archers from here. Oh, I can't see anything, man. Yeah, we're getting shot. I can't even tell who's shooting at us, though. Okay, there's a hero down. There should be a handful up here. Go. Alright, so this is cleared. These should be friendly. Yep, these are friendly. Let's go push these archers. Alright, they have people coming. Alright, let's just fight these guys then. Just get as many kills as we can from these guys that aren't looking. That big ass got swallowed up. Alright, let's keep going. And we're going to follow the path that they do so they can't get behind us. So the reinforcements should come down here. Well, they still got some people back there. Interesting. Let's work on getting these guys to blockade here then, and see if that helps. And we aren't in, we're not going to get shot by them anyways, so. Are we? They still have some people up there fighting. I literally can't see anything. I just knew somebody swung at me, so I swung in the dark, stabbed him. Yeah, see, they're sending reinforcements and we're not stopping them for some reason. Should be able to hit these guys. So we'll clean them up. Let's get archers up here so that they can shoot anybody trying to reinforce. I think what I'm going to do, let's break off a small group. Let's go to group 8, because I'll just put them up here and just forget about them. Let's put like 25. We'll go line formation, and we'll put them up here on this wall. And hopefully they can get shots at it. Anybody over here trying to shoot at us. Or something like that. Yeah, see, they're just picking us off. So if we want to establish a beachhead here, we got to do that. Where's the archers? They're stuck, and these guys are just really slow getting up. And then where are their reinforcements coming? Or where are they going? They're going down there, so they should be getting killed rather than coming over here. I don't know where those last group came from. Maybe they were coming from a different angle. Yeah, see, some of them are coming from over here, actually. And that's not good. So what we probably need to do is set up our blockade further over there. Yeah, see, there's archers that are coming in. Here we go. Just use our javelins. I can't get shot anymore. We need our shield out. Okay, let's go clear some of this out. And I'm gonna move our blockade here up further. Let's get up here. Preferably not in range of these guys. Alright, here comes some more archers. Oh god, here they come. There's like no room for anything, we just have to keep chopping. We're getting pushed off the edge. I can't do anything. Yeah, the AI just... They have more weight than we do, for some reason. Just AI stuff, I guess. Our archers? Yeah, archers are in position now. So hopefully they're getting some kills. Do they have ammo? They do, actually. They have almost full. So they should be in good shape. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I should be doing that more often. Just breaking off little groups to leave them. So they can duel with these guys. Like a little group of archers would be okay here, although they're kind of exposed. Alright, let's start picking these guys off if we can. Okay, that's the right height. There we go. A little higher. Too high. Okay, I can't hit him. I don't want to waste any more ammo. Let's get up here. We're still losing people. So let's get these guys in there. I'm just gonna give these guys the charge command. They only have 100 people left. I don't believe there's reinforcements waiting for them either. So we'll play defensively here. Just try and pick off some of their archers. Yeah, see, this is where having the bow would really come in handy, because we could provide, just us, we could provide cover for this whole flank right here. We don't need archers here. We could do it ourselves, but with only 20 javelins, it's not going to be enough. Okay, they're past the blockage. Let's keep going. Boy, I can't even tell who's who. Here we go. There's some archers we can take out. Bastards. Here we go. We're getting down to the last group. Yeah, they're pretty much done. Okay, let me clean this up. We're gonna have to fight a keep battle. They already have 20 people that retreated. There we go, and that was only 20 losses. That's pretty crazy for a final siege. Usually these are like very grindy, but luckily they didn't get too many people inside their fort, any of their parties. They're still outside roaming around, so that helped a lot. Oh man, there's a lot of archers here. We'll just use our javelins. Don't have much HP left, unfortunately. Alright, let's keep pushing. Oh boy. I don't even know where we're supposed to go. Oh, there is no upstairs in this one. Alright, there we go. 2 more losses. So we lost 22 people there, but that was a good one. They are wiped out, so let's go ahead and... Yeah, they only had 4 clans. Oh no, those are... I don't know, that's weird. Anyways, Botania's gone. I don't know how many clans they had, but hopefully we can recruit some of them. 1101. So this is a much slower campaign than I'm used to, but that's alright. They did expand the map, so I was expecting it to take longer, but I wasn't expecting the AI to perform a lot better, which makes it harder to just steamroll them. Kind of have to go a little bit slower. All right, and this place is in half decent shape. They've got tier 3 fortifications and a couple other tier 3s, but overall it still needs a little help. Now what we need to do is start planning our next war, our next conquest. So I should probably start looking at the map. It's going to be most likely one of the Empire, and I would like to clean this up just so we don't have to look at this nasty border. Border's fine down here, so I'm thinking it's going to be the Northern Empire. Now they are split, and the Western Empire is the one that split them in half. So if we can keep peace with the Western Empire, we'll clean up the north. They also have a settlement up here, so we might want to go take that one. There's 2 towns here, so it's pretty high value. 2 towns and a castle, and then there's also Greatesfjord. And then we'll probably sue for peace, and then start taking land here in the center. And once we own this full central area, then we'll have to really try hard not to split and fight multiple front wars. We'll have to fight one of these guys. I don't know which one it'll be. We'll probably go for the easier one. Maybe we'll take Sturgia next. Yeah, actually Sturgia wouldn't be a bad idea right now too, as long as we can avoid going to war with the Nords or the Khazaits. Because if we could take this and then focus on here, take all this, then we could probably just push the Khazaits back, take the north, and then the south, and then that's it. We've got the whole world. But I don't know. Yeah, I need to think about that for a little bit. Let's go ahead and assemble everybody again, except for this one because he's too low. And then we'll start the siege. Right, there's nobody in. It's just going to be us and yeah, garrison militia, so we should be good. I think we just straight up declare war. There's no reason to beat around the bush here. They can only attack from really just this one direction. I guess they could technically march from over here, but I highly doubt they'll do that. So we should be able to take these 2, and then we'll have to debate if it's worth taking this or not, or just what I probably would prefer to happen is if these guys just go and take it. So if the Nords come and take it from them. So we'll probably leave that alone because I don't really want to pause Conquest just to come up here to take it. And then if the Nords attack us because we now border them, we're going to have to stop what we're doing and sail all the way up here, deal with it, and then come all the way back. I don't want to fight on multiple fronts. So what we'll try to do is just limit what they have here. Let's actually get in here and see if we can do some smithing orders of these people first. Yeah, see, they've got a lot. All of these are set up by nobles, so we should be able to get some good ones. Yeah, you can see 9 relations with that. We'll get anywhere from 9 to 13 usually. There you go. Plus 10 with the Nurazis. And then Dolentos. So this is probably the way to go, actually, now that I think about it. Because you don't have to fight battles to get these. You could just knock these out, go to another town, knock them out, go to another town, and just keep raising relations with all these people. This is pretty easy. Right, there is no reason to wait. So let's go ahead and declare war on these. Everybody's in favor of it as well. Yeah, look at that. 18 towns, 20-something castles. We're in very, very good shape. So let's go ahead and start this. All right, we've been doing the siege duel thing for several days now. And for some reason, these things can't hit squat right now. They're terrible. Like, we took out the walls and they couldn't hit the siege equipment. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is Kind of unusual. Yeah, look at that. We can't even catch up. This is crazy, man. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do this without taking out their siege equipment. For some reason, these things can't hit. Their accuracy is not good enough. Like, there we go. Okay, there we go. I think maybe we were just extremely unlucky for like several days in a row. All right, we finally, I don't even know when we started this, but there was no snow out. So anyways, I think we'll be okay to go in. Luckily, while we were doing that, they starved. Unluckily, one of their armies popped in somehow. I didn't see them sneak in. I don't know how they got there, but anyways, their garrison's starving. Actually, you know what? If the garrison's starving, we could just wait a little bit longer and get rid of them. Probably not too much of a reason not to do that. We are keeping most of their armies right here, so they're not sieging us down, which is perfect. Oh, that's 850. That's a lot. Okay, they're almost done starving. Another half day and we'll have them. And that army just broke up. We can't let ours break, though, because we will need to fight again here. Okay, they have 11 troops left. Let's wait for one more tick. And they have none left. So 250, just a little bit of militia, and then one small party. So we're just going to make a line in the front. We'll wait for our siege equipment to get up here, let the archers do some damage, and then we'll probably rush in. They really don't have much here, so I don't think it's worth watching this, to be honest. I got the win, 11 losses. Now, do we want to start gaining relations here? Why don't we do this next war when we take the last of their lands? I don't want to do it right now. Let's put them all in jail. There we go. We took the town. Hopefully we show up on the list, but probably not. Support a trade agreement with Aserai. I think that's probably not a bad idea right now, just because I don't want to go to war with them for a while. So, and again, I don't know if that helps or not. I don't even know what these dumb trade agreements do, but fingers crossed. This town's in great shape. It was maxed out before we pillaged it, but yeah, I think it'll still be a good one. Let's leave it on irrigation because these villages are pretty low. It's probably not going to go to us anyways, but yeah, let's chill for a second, get our HP back up. We got to figure out where that army's going. Actually, why don't we chase it? Yeah, I'm worried that we're going to be too slow to get there because we have a huge army. There we go. Epicrodia, it is not going to us. Saratis is outvoting everybody for it. Yep, there they go. They're trying to take Utherlame, and that has only 200 defenders, so we definitely need to be here for that. There we go. We won with 32 casualties. It's because I went down and we had to charge in at the end, but we pretty much wiped them out before that anyways. So yeah, we're not letting anybody go, I don't think. So let's just take everybody. But let's go drop everybody off. There we go. So 6 nobles off the battlefield. Now we need to take, I think Mekalaveo is the safe one, because if they attack Epicrodia, we're literally seconds away from them. So we'll take this one, and then we'll head up north, take Omor, and then we'll have everything consolidated in this area, hopefully. Right, they are starting an army, but yeah, let's not worry about it unless it's an easy one for us to get to. Let's just finish this. Right, siege equipment's down. They have 0 food. Do we want to... Imperial Sergeant Crossbowmen. That's a tier 5 archer crossbowman, and they do a lot of damage, so I might actually let these guys starve out. We've got them whittled down. We could spend some time taking the walls out too. So I think we might do that. Alright, walls are down. They still have 94 troops though. We'll wait a couple more. We can get them to starve out all the way. Okay, there we go. There's only 376 militia left. Yeah, this is going to be a disaster for them. I feel like this is a really bad setup, and they only have militia left. So, yeah, let me cut this out. And of course, there's a keep battle. Only 2 losses here. One more loss on the keep battle. But that's it. It is ours. And this place is in great shape, actually. Almost everything's tier 3. So this will make somebody a lot of money, I think. We got one more. Let's head up to... Well, actually, they're probably going to try to attack this, I bet. It's only 100 defenders. Let's see if they go for it. But we need to go take Omor next. No, they're going to go raid. So that's fine. Let's go deal with Omor. If they attack it, we'll come back. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really matter who it goes to. I just saw an army. A big one. 1,300. Let's let him siege. What's going on here? Why didn't you siege? let's try and fight this guy out in the field then. It's another 600 right there. We can't catch him for some reason. Alright, just go by. Go attack whatever so we can attack you. This is stupid. Alright. He's wasting all of our influence. This freaking idiot. Alright, let's let him do his thing, I guess. Oh, they're going to Majadan, maybe. Maybe that's why. Let's see, we'll head towards Elmore. If he besieges this, we will just change course. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, as expected. Let's go fight a field battle real quick. Oh, they just had a bunch of people pop out. Yeah, they lost like 2 or 3 different mercenary groups. Wow, that's unfortunate for them. They had like 12 or 1300 at one point. They're down to less than 6. Alright, here we go. We got a river crossing. Unfortunately, we couldn't get there in time, but it's alright, we don't need it. Just gonna blast these kids right here, right where they stand. Look at that, point blank. 26 versus 346. So they're gonna have a tough time here. Alright, here we go. So we're just gonna shield wall like usual. Deal with their cav. We got reinforcements that we have to worry about after this. So that's the main concern now, is just where they're gonna pop up. If they pop up behind us like they have been almost this whole campaign, then we're gonna have some choice words for the developers, but hopefully that doesn't happen. There they go. Okay, reinforcements are spawning in front of us, so we should be fine. Nothing behind. Alright, let me finish this up. Here we go. We got 8 losses, but quite a few kills. And we got a lot of nobles from that, so we'll be sure to drop them off. There was another army over here, though. I'm a little concerned they're going to try and take Meklavea, but I think if we take Omor, it'll be fairly secure from being retaken, just because the AI likes to drop off troops. So I think we'll be alright. What do they got in here? Nothing. Wow, okay. That's perfect. So we could take this and pretty much end the war. That was, I would say, for the most part, painless. They didn't really cause us any trouble. Now, these guys have 600 garrison, 160 which are recruits, 112 are woodsmen, very low tier. So that's like at least half are tier 1 or tier 2. I think we just go in. I don't want to waste too much time on this if there's not much of a risk. Alright, we made it up while it's still moving. We've got our shield wall, archers behind, trebuchets doing their thing, and then we'll move up to this wall, try to get on there with our main character, see if we can do some damage here. So they've got probably 3 waves of reinforcements, or 2 waves of reinforcements plus the initial wave. So we've got some work to do. We're not really getting any kills though. What's going on here? Maybe we can move these guys up a little bit. Get the archers moved up as well. Alright, here we go. Coming up to the wall. Yeah, they have a lot of throwing weapons. Alright, we gotta back out. But a lot of these guys don't have shields, so we probably don't even need to mess with most of them. Let's take out the shields. And then all the guys in the back we can just leave alone. There we go, we cleared out the first wave. Oh, no, they have another one coming. Yeah, they're gonna have reinforcements. Alright, let me grind this out. This is probably not gonna be all that interesting. I tried to get sneaky and got caught going to the gatehouse. We took out a decent amount of them, but I really didn't want to do with scaling the siege ladders. I don't think it's a good idea on that map. That's a pretty tough map. So what we'll do is we'll punch holes in the wall while we heal, and then we'll assault from there. Doesn't look like they're sieging anything, so we should be fine. Yeah, we're just about done. Ooh, wow, one of our kids is 16 years old now. This is our oldest, I believe. So 2 more years we'll be able to take advantage of using the kid in the kingdom. There we go, walls are down. We've got 30% health, so that should be more than enough. Let's go ahead and assault. So this I much prefer. I really like that raised platform. It's really easy to get shots on these guys. So we're going to move our archer, or our shield wall up first. We'll get the archers right behind him. Let's get these guys up so they're not... they're gonna... Yeah, they're gonna get flanked no matter what we do, so whatever. Get up there, get in a shield wall. Archers, we'll get back. And that should be more than enough to take out at least half of them, and then the other half we'll use our... oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's so crazy. The bodies are just jumping down the hill. They're like, if you're gonna go, you might as well body surf down a rock hill. Can't be any more painful than the 30 arrows you just took in less than a second. Alright, we pretty much wiped out all their shields. Now they're reinforcing with woodsmen that don't have shields, or archers who also don't have shields. It's just an absolute bloodbath. I'm gonna let the archers continue to do their thing. There's no sense in sending the melee troops in if they're just gonna get torn to shreds like that. Yeah, and they're still getting reinforcements in anyway, so we'll burn through everything. We're gonna go down, actually. Shoot. We don't have HP to, the heck happened to that guy? He got stretched out. We don't have HP to deal with the keep battle, so hopefully they don't do anything crazy like retreat. But yeah, let me finish this up. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a keep battle. We only lost 3 people though, so that was good. I'm sure they'll make up for it. The AI will on this auto-resolve, because that's what they love to do. Yep, three losses. So it took us 3 losses to kill 600 or so people, and then another 3 to kill 55 because of the stupid auto-resolve. Pretty wacky. Pretty wacky, their math. Here we go, pillage, and I think that's it for this area. And like I said, we'll probably leave Greatus Fjord alone. And I also don't want to finish them off over here. It doesn't make sense to go all that way and then have to open ourselves up to, you know, 4 or 5 front war. So we'll just, let's let all these people go and we'll keep ours. There we go. What are we at? 14? Yeah, so we didn't really lose much for that. We didn't take that much, but they were some pretty big towns. So I guess that does help. Also, we do have a prisoner in here. Let's let her go because it doesn't really make sense. If we're going to sue for peace, we might as well get some relations out of it. There we go. So we're at plus 23 with her because we did a couple smithing quests for the family as well. So every little bit helps. Now at this point, let's take a quick look at the map again. So we've consolidated everything on the peninsula. We've got all of Britannia, all of Landia, and we're starting to move into the Empire area. So I think next would be Western Empire. And I don't know if it makes sense to go top down, stay in the middle and wait for them to attack and then counterattack, or something else. I'm not sure. We could go down the middle, just take something simple like Ataconia and then wait for them to try to attack and then we can counter. The thing is, it's going to be really hard to move back and forth in this area just because we're going to have a big army and we move slow as hell. So I don't know, something to think about. Let's at least start heading down that way. I don't want to waste too much time here. All right, Elmore is not going to go to us, so no way. Yeah, it's not going to go to us. I don't really know who deserves it, but whatever. We'll give it to this guy. Right. Look at that. That is a healthy looking army. Do they want peace? Because I don't want to fight this unless we absolutely have to. They do, actually. They're not going to pay us, but they're also not expecting us to pay them. So I'm 100% fine with that. Yeah, we could take this fight. This is an easy fight for us to win, I think. I'm not really concerned about it unless they have really high quality, but I don't think so. Yeah, we'll let them go beat somebody else up with that 1800. So let's go ahead and sue for peace. Yeah, they don't want peace, but we want peace. There's nothing we're going to attack here, boys. Let it go. Let it go. And that army should just immediately dissolve unless they're at war with somebody else already. Let's take a look. Northern Empire is at war with Khazate. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. You probably should have stayed back home because now they're going to lose all this stuff. But anyways, let's start to plan out this war. Yeah, I'm going to move down here and then I'll think about how we should go about it. So what I'm thinking we could do is we could declare war and just immediately siege down or besiege one of these castles. So Ataconia is at 678. This one's at 697. They're basically the same. And that'll do 2 things. Number one, if we take it, it'll be an easy target to draw people in because it's going to have no garrison. we'll just take it with our clan party. And then what we'll do is we'll set our entire kingdom on defensive, and hopefully they form armies and just try to defend fiefs instead of being stupid. And then later in the war, once we've grinded their armies down, we can probably switch. But I think for now, this is probably the safest way to do it. And then what we'll end up doing is, like I said, either drawing them in here, or maybe we'll see them run by and we'll just chase them down. But most likely they'll go after the weakest fief. So I think that should be good. And I'm partial to Ataconia because it's literally in the center of these two. So I feel like we'll draw the most attention. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, while we're sieging down, a bunch of their parties should be gathering around, and it's better to do that than for them to go off and attack something from in the back that we have to spend our time going around and chasing. So I think what we'll do is just go after these guys right here. So this is the southern Empire's purple. This is north. No, western, sorry. We just went to war with the north. This is the west. I think after 5,000 hours I would figure it out, but I still don't remember. So western, let's go ahead and support. Yeah, the 100% support for that war, so we'll go ahead and declare. They have 9 towns and 8 castles. They are no joke, so we do have to be a little cautious here, but I think we should be fine. So let's go ahead and set this up. We'll do a nice long siege, and we should be good to go.